Be sure to watch to the end because I think this is going to blow your mind. Hi, it's John and welcome to the channel. 5 a.m. Hope you're having a great start to your Thursday, August the 21st with the big blue mug of coffee. And today I want to touch on a couple of stories in a different way than I think other people are covering. These stories have been rather prevalent over the last, 24 to 48 hours, and you may have been following both of them. One of them in particular might have you mad, and every time this situation pops up in Canada, and it happens far too often, I get mad about this. Now, both of these stories are connected in a couple of different ways. I think the first connection is self-defense, but the second one I think is how the government uses these things to rule over you. Okay, we'll get to that in just a moment. So what are the stories? The first story is this one, and this is from Juno News. Carney doubles down on Trudeau-era gun grab. Guest host Chris Sims exposes the Liberals' billion-dollar gun grab, an attack on private property that won't stop gang crime. Now, here is your public safety minister, Gary Ananda Sangari, tweeting out just yesterday on the same issue. Thank you to London Police Deputy Chief Trina McSween and the media office for hosting me and my colleague. We spoke about issues top of mind for Londoners and expanding the gun buyback program, an important step to keep Canadians safe. It does everything but keep Canadians safe. Taking guns away from law-abiding citizens does nothing to keep Canadians safe. Criminals do not hand in their guns. Okay, this is liberal think here. Now, what's the other story? Well, it's this story right here, and I have no doubt you've got some comments on this one. Doug Ford says something is broken after Ontario man charged with assaulting armed home intruder. Kawartha Lakes police say the alleged intruder suffered serious life-threatening injuries during an altercation with the occupant. My comments on this story in just a moment. I'm going to tie this in with a lot of things going on in this country as well that you're not going to see anywhere else. But let's give Doug Ford a little credit here. He's speaking out on this issue, which makes me really mad. Here he is speaking about it yesterday in a news conference.
Did everyone hear about the story in Lindsay? So this criminal that's wanted by the police breaks into this guy's house. This guy gives him a beating, and this guy gets charged. And the other guy gets charged. But something is broken. I know if someone breaks into my house or someone else's, you're going to fight for your life. This guy has a weapon. You're going to use any force you possibly can to protect your family. I'm telling you, I know everyone would.
We beat up on Doug Ford a lot here, but good for him for speaking out on this issue. I mean, if somebody breaks into your home, are you looking for proportionate force when it comes to neutralizing the person in your home? I'm not. I immediately thought about the Triple S situation. And if you live on a cattle farm, you might know what Triple S means. I'm not going to say it here, but that's what I thought about. I'm not going to give a damn about the consequences. I'm going to neutralize that person, and that person is probably going to get beaten within an inch of their life. And you're probably the same way. This maddens me when I see stuff like this happening. And these things are connected. Gun control. And you have no right to self-defense. Justin Trudeau said we don't have a right to self-defense in our Constitution, and we should. But I think these things are connected in another way. This is the way I started thinking about things last night. This is going to blow your mind. These are just two things. But I thought I'd go to ChatGPT and list a lot of other things together that the Liberal government is doing and find out what the end game is here. So I recorded this earlier. After putting this into ChatGPT, let's find out what Chat had to say. Can you explain to me a government that seems to be consciously causing the following list of issues and tell me what the end game might be? Impose strict gun control, remove the right to self-defense and make it illegal, take control of the media, restrict movement of the public, limit free speech, run up massive government debt, control public education, drive up the cost of living, massively increase immigration, declare a crisis. And here's what ChatGPT had to say. The list you've given describes a government that isn't simply mishandling policy, but appears to be deliberately restructuring society to centralize power in its own hands. Each item weakens individual autonomy, strengthens state dominance, and destabilizes society in ways that make people more dependent on authority. Let's walk through it, then look at the likely endgame. Step by step. Number 1, impose strict gun control, removes the most direct form of resistance, ensures the government has a monopoly on force. Number 2, remove the right to self-defense and make it illegal, criminalizes personal independence, forces people to rely exclusively on the state for protection. Number 3, take control of the media, controls what people see, hear, and believe, turns journalism into propaganda, prevents alternative narratives from spreading. 4, restrict movement of the public, limits the ability to organize, protest, or escape, paves the way for surveillance systems, digital IDs, and travel restrictions. 5, limit free speech, silences critics, instills fear in the population about speaking openly, leaves only state-approved messages visible. 6, run up massive government debt, creates permanent economic instability, justifies higher taxes, inflation, or austerity, which increase control, transfers influence to elites and financial institutions aligned with the state. 7, control public education, shapes future generations into obedient citizens, rewrites history and civics to fit state ideology, weakens family, cultural, or religious influence in favor of loyalty to government. 8, drive up the cost of living, keeps people focused on survival rather than resistance, exhausts the middle class, making them easier to control. 9, massively increase immigration, alters demographics and voting bases, creates social divisions and cultural friction, weakening unity, justifies expanding government bureaucracy and emergency policies. 10, declare a crisis, allows suspension of rights and expansion of state powers, keeps the public fearful and compliant, justifies measures that would never be accepted under normal conditions. The end game. All of these together point to a clear destination. 1, total centralization of power. Political, economic, cultural, and social control is consolidated at the top. 2, elimination of resistance. Citizens are disarmed, censored, tracked, and kept divided. 3, dependence on the state. People must rely on government for security, income, education, and even the truth itself. 4, rule by crisis. Emergency powers become permanent, ensuring the government can always expand its reach. The ultimate endgame is authoritarianism, a system where individual freedoms exist only when they don't threaten the regime. Sometimes this takes the form of soft totalitarianism, where people still think they're free, but every aspect of life is managed, or hard totalitarianism and open dictatorship. In either case, the goal is the same: control through dependency, fear, and division. What's happening right now are not the actions of a government that wants to govern for you. They're the actions of a government that wants to rule over you, to control you. Does this seem like the country you're living in right now? It sure seems that way to me. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. I'll see you in the next one.